Welcome to the Myrtle Beach Aware Coastal Cast, your dedicated source for all things weather along the Grand Strand. Stay up to date with the latest forecasts, storm updates, and weather trends that impact the Myrtle Beach area. Whether you're planning a day or preparing for a storm, the Coastal Cast keeps you informed and ready for whatever the weather brings. Stay tuned as this week's Coastal Cast starts right now. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to this week's episode of the Coastal Cast Live. I am Andrew Houston, and I'm your host, and I look forward to bringing you this week's episode. We have a little bit to talk about, a much warmer week coming as we move into this week. We will see some gradual decreases in temperature as the week goes on. We have some stationary fronts that are going to be working their way through, bringing us a little bit cooler temperatures here and there, but for the most part, a very nice week. Very minimal rain chances, and we'll get into some of that here as we move forward today throughout this Coastal Cast. But before I get started, as always, I want to bring up the Skywarn Storm Spotter training. We will be posting, and we have been posting these training classes as they become available. So the Charleston class, I think the next Charleston class will be the 19th, I believe, and we will confirm and we will make a post about that. And the Wilmington classes, I will be making some posts about them as well moving forward here as we get a little bit closer to those classes. As always, these classes are free to the general public, and most of them, 9 times out of 10, are going to be virtual. So you'll be able to log right on your computer and get into these classes and not have to spend a whole lot of time getting involved in the spotter program. So we are spotters here in Myrtle Beach. I am one of very few, and I'd like to add to that list and kind of build that spotter network here within the Grand Strand and the PD and along the border belt. Let's bring as many people in as we can, get as many spotters out there, and that's what we're here to do. This is what Myrtle Beach Aware exists for, and we want to continue that and build that network of people as we move forward. So if you're interested, reach out to us. I'll make sure I get you a schedule, or you can look up through the National Weather Service website through the spotter program. We'll throw a link in the comments below here for that spotter training website, so you can kind of get on there yourself and get registered and take those trainings. Very beneficial, even if you don't want to be involved in Myrtle Beach Aware. It's a lot of information that you can take from that and make yourself more aware. So we want to definitely be pushing that as well. So as far as this week's forecast goes, we're going to start out, as always, with what's going on around the country. We got some winter storm warnings up there along parts of West Virginia, probably the mountains of West Virginia extending up into Pennsylvania, out around Somerset area. So there is some snow working its way through. We've got winter storm advisories and winter storm watches in place for most of Pennsylvania, the northern mountains of Pennsylvania, Erie. As always here lately, Erie's been getting slams. Parts of Ohio have been slammed, Buffalo. So we want to really keep them in our prayers up there for all of that snow. So we've got a lot going on kind of across much of the United States out to, we've got the Dakotas, we've got Michigan, we've got Detroit, Michigan. We've got several other areas up here, a lot of winter weather as low pressures. They're getting hit by some crazy mid-latitude cyclones. And so far for us, we're in the clear for now. But not looking like we're going to have to really worry too much about any kind of precipitation over the next week. So I think we are good to go. But we will get into some of that here as we move forward here through this. So let's on to the next. So this is the 6 to 10 day temperature probability outlook. This is valid Friday, 12/20 through the 24th. So we are trending below normal as far as temperatures are going to go, leading into that Christmas holiday time. So we want to, just be aware that leading into Christmas, we are looking to be trending a little bit below normal for this time of year for the Myrtle Beach, Grand Strand, southern portions of the United States, even down into southern Florida, still looking to be trending pretty well below normal for much of that time leading up till Christmas. As far as precipitation goes, we are also looking to be below normal. Not a whole lot of precipitation for us down here in the South and for much of the United States until you get out there into the Washington, Northern California, little bit of Idaho here. So not a whole lot as far as precipitation goes. You're going to have that lake effect snow up there in Erie and parts of New York and Ohio. But as far as for us down here in the South, we are trending below normal. This is going to be the 8 to 14 day temperature probability outlook, and this runs December 22nd to the 28th. Again, looking to be close to normal here, but we're still trending a little bit below normal for the Grand Strand, and that's going to get us through Christmas and a few days past out towards the New Year holiday. So a little bit cooler as we kind of move forward. And bear with me today, I'm fighting that respiratory crap all over again, so I may cough and sneeze a little bit here, but we're going to get through this here for you. I just want to apologize ahead of time. As far as the 8 to 14 day precipitation probability outlook, we're still again below normal, not far below normal. So we will be seeing a little bit of precipitation there, but definitely far below normal than what we're supposed to be this time of year. Winters generally are a little bit drier here, but we're actually, starting to worry about that drought here. So we want to kind of hope for a little bit of precipitation to kind of keep us before we get into summer. This is an interesting map. This is going to be the 7-day precipitation overall. As you can see here on the Grand Strand, not a whole lot. We are looking less than a half of an inch of precipitation for the most part. As you get out here into the mid-wet portions of the Midwest, up into Pennsylvania, West Virginia, a lot more precipitation forecast for those areas. This is going to end December 22nd. So this is getting pretty much out till Christmas, a couple days shy of Christmas. A lot of precipitation down in Florida. So just as far as us here, the mountains of South Carolina seeing a little bit more. North Carolina is going to see a little bit more as they're kind of on that borderline here between South Carolina and North Carolina, that they're seeing a lot of this activity even today. They're seeing a lot more. If you look at that radar here below my image, you can see that precipitation in western South Carolina up into western North Carolina moving across the state as of today. Meanwhile, high pressure's kind of kicked in here for us, keeping us sunny and dry. So we are trending very, very below normal. This is the day one maximum temperature. This is today's maximum temperature. So we're going to be in the 60s, trying to push our way up towards the 70s today. Just not going to quite get there. But we are having a very pleasant day today as far as temperatures go. And you couldn't ask for much of a more beautiful, beautiful Sunday. So today we're looking at high near 65. East winds 9 to 11 miles per hour. And we could see some gusts up to 16 miles per hour as a front. There's a lingering front just kind of off the coast. And then we've got another front moving in behind that as well. Day one minimum temperature, this will be overnight tonight until 7 a.m. tomorrow. We're looking lows in the 40s tonight, so relatively warmer evening tonight from what we've been seeing over the past week or so. So nice warm up Overnight tonight, we could see some patchy fog between 11 and midnight tonight. Otherwise, will be partly cloudy, low around 49 with a northeast wind 3 to 5 miles per hour. So that's going to usher in a little bit of that cooler air for the overnight hours. But we're not going to be seeing a severe cool down overnight tonight. Day 2 maximum temperature. This is going to be tomorrow into tomorrow evening. We're going to be up near 70, 71, and it's going to be absolutely beautiful. So our forecast is high near 69 with a light wind becoming north around 5 miles per hour in the morning. So that's going to keep us a little bit cooler than where this map actually shows us down Charleston area 71. So that's probably a right for them. The Grand Strand's we're going to be right around that 69, 70 degrees tomorrow. And overnight tomorrow night, we are only going to be seeing lows in the 50s. So nothing to complain about there. Not at all. Low, I'm going to say low around 53. Very calm winds, so that's why we're able to keep those temperatures a little bit warmer as we move through tomorrow night. As we get out to Tuesday, you can see our temperatures are starting to increase. We're going to be in the 70s. Tuesday, high near 71. Calm winds. The winds are eventually going to shift out of the southwest, and we'll look at that here on our beautiful wind map here, and it'll show us some temperatures, and we'll see what's going on as far as high pressure, low pressure systems, and things like that as we move through the week. Wednesday, low temperatures overnight Tuesday into Wednesday, again in the 50s. We're looking at a low around 55 here on the Grand Strand, and going to be not a bad night as far as temperatures go. Now we're looking here. This is our fronts map from the National Weather Service. This is today, 7 p.m. Today into tomorrow. And you can see we had that front move through overnight last night. It is now a stationary front just off the coast of South Carolina. And behind it, you're seeing that rain that we're seeing on the radar over here on the bottom of my screen. You're seeing those rain chances as you have a stationary front out over parts of Kentucky, Arkansas, Tennessee, Texas, and Oklahoma. And then along the front of that is bringing in some of those rain chances. We do have freezing rain possible up into parts of Pennsylvania, some snow in the eastern parts of Pennsylvania. And again, that freezing mixture, lake effect snow up there in New York, Buffalo, today into tomorrow. This is going to be Monday into Tuesday. High pressure begins to build in here as that stationary front kind of moves through and kind of stations itself right off the coast of South Carolina here, ushering in much drier air for us in our area. And if I can get my map up here. So what we're looking at with that high pressure, again, Monday into Tuesday, you can kind of see we're going to be seeing a little bit of a shift in temperature because of this high pressure. At that point, we're going to start seeing those north winds move in, which is going to kind of decrease the temperature just a little bit for us going into Tuesday, but still keeping us around those 70s with that high pressure as well. This is going to be Tuesday into Wednesday. That high pressure begins to shift as a cold front wants to work its way into parts of Tennessee, Alabama, Mississippi, and western North Carolina at that point. So Tuesday into Wednesday. So Tuesday, we're looking, again, that high of 71. Wednesday, we're going to have a high of 72. So not a whole lot of shift in the temperature. But after that, we kind of start shifting, Wednesday into Thursday, some of that more northerly air at that point. So Tuesday, we're looking at southwest winds in the afternoon, and then into Wednesday, we start to see that shift in the winds to bring us a little bit cooler air moving into Thursday, where we only have highs in the 60s. So 64 is the high for Thursday. So here is the fronts map with precipitation. Okay, so you can see today high pressure set in over top of us here in South Carolina. We've got that front just off the coast. So this is going to be, this is the 12Z run for tomorrow morning. So that stationary front becomes a warm front just off the coast, keeping us a little bit warmer as we are going to have those winds shifting out of the north here to cool us down just slightly during the day tomorrow. As those winds are going to shift in the morning, bringing us those cooler temperatures, but still relatively mild. This is going to be 7 a.m. Tuesday. You can see that front wants to start moving in across portions of Tennessee and down into Texas, where the actual center of low pressure is going to be over Texas at that point. That's going to, we're still under that influence of the high pressure keeping us dry here. We do have this little bit of a stationary front over here off of the coast, but nothing to worry about there. May bring us a slight chance of a shower or two, but mainly dry. And the National Weather Service agrees with that too. You can see just off the coast here, there's that chance of rain, but particularly dry here along the Grand Strand. As we get into Wednesday, that's where we start seeing those rain chances begin to develop as you have this stationary front up over parts of Tennessee and moving down into parts of Texas. You can see from Pennsylvania all the way down in through Louisiana, you're going to have that rain likely along that stationary front and that center of low pressure right here. That's going to bring a lot of rain to those areas. Parts of Florida could see chances of thunderstorms as they're going to be trending a little bit warmer. So you're going to have that warm, cold air mixing, wanting to create some thunderstorms there as well. And this is going to be Thursday. That front moves off the coast, ushering in some warmer or some high pressure from the north. This is the center of high pressures out here, and looking to bring in at that point, we're going to be seeing some more of those northeasterly winds at that point on Thursday. Now, how does Thursday reflect on the map? So let's go back here to start with Monday. We have that high pressure over top of us. So let's start out. We'll go to Sunday. Let me hide this transition. And we will go to Monday, 7 a.m. So here's 7 a.m. Monday. And you can see we've got those northerly winds moving in, and that's going to bring us those temperatures near 60, from 60 to 70, kind of bouncing back and forth there. And those winds begin to shift from the north around 5 a.m. Monday morning. So if we bring up this map again, we'll go and switch over here to Tuesday. This will be 7 a.m. Tuesday. So let's drop this out to 7 a.m. Tuesday. And we'll bring that. You can see that high pressure has shifted down into parts of Georgia as that cold front wants to start working its way through. So what does that look like on the map here? This will be 7 a.m. Tuesday. You can see those southerly winds. So we're going to have those southwest winds kind of ushering into our area and pushing a little bit warmer air into our area. Here you can see that the center of high pressure is right down here over Georgia and working its way through as this front is coming and building in The actual low pressure hasn't really formed yet at this point, but it is sitting up here. Right up in here, you can see we'll find the center. The center's right here over parts of Canada. That's eventually going to shift out here over New England and bring, and then that low pressure is going to form, as you can kind of see as we bring these maps back up. So we've got Wednesday here, high pressure still dominant up over parts of west or eastern Pennsylvania, New York. Here's that low pressure system up over Canada. Eventually, that low pressure then ushers its way into parts of northern New England, and that's what we're seeing on this map right here as we get into Thursday. You can see that low pressure system is right up here over parts of northern New England, and that's ushering in some more northwesterly winds for us at that point, not cooling us down a whole bunch. But for Thursday, we are looking to be trending just a little bit cooler. And then as we kind of move into Friday, Saturday, the temperatures really begin to drop again into the 50s for us as we kind of move through. So if we look at temps on this map here, you can see the 19th Thursday. So on Thursday, 7 a.m. Thursday, we are ushering in those northwesterly winds, and that's going to continue kind of as we go through the day. They kind of shift a little bit more northerly as we get out into the early evening. And by Friday, we've got those northeasterly winds again for us here. We've got a center of low pressure that's forming off of the coast of South Carolina here. We're still ushering in those northerly winds, but still staying relatively warm. And then you get out into Saturday, and it wants to take our map away. Let's see if we get anything on Saturday. So we got 7 a.m. on Saturday, or Friday, 7 a.m. on Friday, area of low pressure off the coast, northeasterly winds moving into our area, bringing our temps down. We're looking at a high of 55 on Friday, high of 52 on Saturday. So we're going to be trending a little bit cooler as that front is bringing in some of those northerly winds. So let's take a peek at our, there we go. So we're going to bring this model. So this is the GFS model. This is the model that's been showing, or that did show and create some internet buzz here on the potential for some snow here in South Carolina. Not going to happen, folks. Is snow possible in December in South Carolina? Sure. It's possible anywhere in the eastern portions of the United States. However, the likelihood is very unlikely. So here we are today, moving. You can see this is the precipitation that's kind of moving into parts of western North Carolina, up into Pennsylvania, and giving snow to portions of Pennsylvania. They're kind of right on that freezing line. There's that 540 line. That's the freezing line. Anything above that is going to be susceptible to that snow. So get a little bit of freezing rain here in the mountains of West Virginia and Virginia, Maryland. And as we kind of roll through into Monday, you can see the next weather maker is already settling in behind it, bringing the risk of more rain. But you can see that warm up. That 540 line really wants to start dipping up into portions of northern Pennsylvania, up into New York, and really relatively dry for the Grand Strand here as we move through most of the week. And the next weather maker for us, we do have the possibility maybe to see a shower or two Thursday, but really probably about a 30% chance of rain. And what we want to look forward to here is all the way out to Christmas. So here we are out to Christmas. You can see that system here over parts of the Midwest, bringing some snow up into Pennsylvania. So this is the 18Z on Christmas Day, and then moving through into the 26th. So like you can see, this wants to show maybe a little the next actual precipitation for us out on the 28th, but again, that's pretty far out. So not a whole lot going on as far as big weather makers for us here in South Carolina. Out here on the 30th, we're seeing an area of low pressure centered up over northern Ohio, up into Michigan, but relatively warm at that point. That 540 line's way out here, keeping the northern portions of the United States, northeastern portions of the United States a little bit warmer, bringing some rain to those areas. Don't think they need much more precipitation, but their winter up there is looking relatively wet, snowy. So going to be an interesting end of the month here. But for us, we're a little below normal as far as temperature goes, but overall, pretty typical winter so far as we kind of move through. So white Christmas for parts of the Grand Strand, probably not going to happen. You can just cross that off your wish list. Looking to be pretty decent here on Christmas Day. If we look back here, let's go 25th. High pressure up over Pennsylvania, building down into, so here we have high pressure here pretty much for most of the day on Christmas Day. That's going to most likely bring us some sunny skies and very clear and slightly warmer. So we're probably looking at a 60 to 70 degree day, Christmas Day. So we can look at that on temperature. Let's see here if the temperature is going to get us out to Christmas. So we're looking 52 for Christmas Day in the afternoon. So relatively warmer day, not the warmest Christmas we've ever had. But again, this is still a little ways out, so a lot can change as far as what happens with temperature as we get out into the week of Christmas. So let's get through this week. Enjoy the warmer weather as we move through the week, and we will see how things progress as we get a little bit closer to Christmas. Going over the weekly forecast for this week, like I said, we are looking today 65, Monday 69, mostly sunny, Tuesday mostly sunny, 71, Wednesday partly cloudy, 72, Thursday 64, partly cloudy, Friday 55 and sunny, and then we get into Saturday, we're cooling down just a little bit more at 52, but we're going to be sunny as high pressure builds in for the weekend, keeping us a little bit nicer as far as the weather goes, but a little bit cooler. So we want to thank you for joining us here today. I apologize for my voice being a little messed up here today. It's hard to keep the excitement up when you're not feeling the greatest. So But I wanted to get on here and give you this weekly Coastal Cast episode so we can keep our trend moving forward. Sick or not, we got to be here. The weather doesn't stop. So we look forward to seeing you next Sunday right here on the Coastal Cast Live. It's been a pleasure. I'm always happy to bring this information to you guys, and I hope that you have a wonderful week moving forward into what looks to be a pretty decent, mild week. So thank you. We look forward to seeing you next week right here on the Coastal Cast Live.